Hey you guys, check out this next video with Donald Trump. Well, he's at one of his rallies and he invites the widow of slain deputy sheriff up on stage to speak and say something to everyone. Have a listen to see what she says.
We are joined today by an incredible woman who I just met, took a picture backstage, Shannon Owen, the widow of Pope County Deputy Josh Owen last year. Very handsome. Josh was on his 44th birthday, right on his birthday. He was out for a steak dinner with Shannon and his 10-year-old son when he got a call it was a problem, a domestic disturbance. A short time later, Shannon got the news that her husband was shot and killed in the line of duty. Shannon, we grieve for your loss, and we know how great a man he was. The police officers told me, told everybody else how great a man he was, and we are immeasurably grateful for your sacrifice. I would love to ask Shannon to come up for a moment. Shannon, can you do that? Shannon?
Thank you, everybody. Sorry you couldn't hear me that well earlier. I hope you can hear me now. I really appreciate you giving me a chance to talk about Josh. There's so many of them out there right now that need our help, though. We need to back the blue. And we need to say what Trump said and overfund the police. Thank you.
Thank you, Shannon. Incredible. Beautiful family that has to go through that.
You know, as a mom with 3 children and a husband, this just breaks my heart. Here this Josh, 44 years old, celebrating his 44th birthday with his wife and his 10-year-old son, having a great time. And he gets a call that he has to go to a domestic violence situation. And then the wife gets a call that he's killed. The thing that really bothers me about this is it's reported in the US news that the movement to defund the Minneapolis police departments was a huge movement around George Floyd when he was murdered. But it totally backfired and crime just got out of control. So the city approved a contract, and the contract would actually give Minneapolis police officers to be among the highest paid officers in the region, because defunding did not do anything but just put more of their citizens in harm's way. I mean, even with the increase in pay, the US News says that the vast majority of cops still felt unsupported. So there's a huge disconnect with what happened during George Floyd and the movement that just allowed police departments to just be defunded. There's just a huge disconnect that, wait a minute, if you're going to defund the police department, who's going to be taking care of all the crime? Josh, even through that, stayed on as a police officer. He remained committed to his profession. And because of it, because of the community still having, you know, a sour taste on cops and whatever, in a simple domestic violence situation, well, I guess nothing's really simple because you just don't know what obviously you're showing up to. He gets shot and killed. I mean, defunding the police is common sense. That was not the right answer. We need a police department. We need them to protect our citizens. That's common sense. So if people are not liking how the police department is being run, then you go after who is making policies and who is, has all of the process and how things are done in a police department. How are they holding police officers accountable for the calls they make and the situations that they're put in? You go after all that. You don't defund the police and then expect crime to still be taken care of. You know, Josh stood strong even through all that because he was still a cop. And now his wife and 10-year-old son have to live the rest of their life with their husband and the father only out there trying to do good for their community. And because of that, he got shot. I mean, that's hard to live with, and so sad. So sad to see that they have to go through that. I love Donald Trump because when he has these rallies and he recognizes these people who are there and invites them up to have their voice be heard. I mean, that's almost like a healing process for that widow, for those people to be able to share anything they want to share. And her message about supporting our cops is a huge message because it's one that we need to put more support and more funds behind so we can keep our cops safe so that they can keep us safe. Donald Trump's amazing. And I love how he always does things like this at his rallies.